Jai Shri Ram. Group discussions. You will be required to participate in a group discussion when you go for any job, especially multinationals. They would want to check whether you are good at communicating and whether you have that leadership potential. Now, I made these, gambits. Now, a gambit is actually an opening remark intended to start a conversation. A gambit is an opening remark intended to start a conversation. Of course, a gambit in chess is a series of opening moves. Political gambit means a course of action involving some sacrifice in order to gain an advantage. Ettugadalu. Anyway, so some 10,000 years ago I made this for you, but I'm certain most people are not going to take this seriously, because when people don't have any hunger for success, they will be like dry leaves, they will drift. I hope you will not be one of them. Keep practicing. So, before you get into a group discussion situation, keep doing some practice. So, let us see. Learn to repeat this along with your friend. Make some sentences. I'd like to know what you think about. I'd like to know. Please use this phrase and construct 3-4 sentences. Could you tell me some 3-4 sentences? Do you happen to know 3-4 sentences? May I interrupt for a moment? Excuse me for interrupting, but can I say something here? Excuse me for interrupting, but can I say something here? You raise a hand and repeat this. Practice this 10 times. Can I ask a question? I'd like to comment on this thing. Okay. Then, first of all, the main reason is, the problem is, okay. And I'm pretty sure that, practice making 10 sentences with that. I'm fairly certain that, I'm convinced that, and then, I'm not so sure about, so disagreeing, you are actually disagreeing. I won't say that exactly. Please construct 5 sentences, sit with your friends, and everyone can listen to this, take a screenshot, and do some serious practice. Okay? Do you really think so? Is a question, rhetorical question, an open-ended question. Actually, you're not expecting any answer, but then you are conveying your disagreement. I'm afraid I cannot agree with you that blah blah blah. Don't you agree? Don't you think so? What do you think? What do you feel about? What's your opinion on? I don't know enough to make a final statement on that. I don't know enough to make an assertive statement like you did. So, practice this now. Have you got any suggestions? You ask somebody who's keeping quiet. Perhaps you should. Yes, that sounds all right. That's a good idea, but let us examine deeper. Then, what else? See, what more do you think you can practice? At least, I have compiled, I don't know, I've lost track, 25. Out of this, at least 15, or you must pick up 15 sentences and drill them. I don't think it's a good idea. That's another phrase you can drop. Do you think that is justified? Yeah, that's another one. Would you like to say something here? Talking of that reminds me of, I honestly feel that, that's a nice phrase. I strongly believe that. But the real question is, that's a very useful, sentence, which is indirectly criticizing and telling people that they're probably missing the point. But the real question is, what I mean is, let me put it this way. Okay, and then you go on say something. Can you explain why? Do you mean to say, demanding explanations? Does this mean we have to blah blah blah? How come? Okay. And I'm afraid, these are when you are expressing reservations. I don't see how this can solve the problem. What I'm worried about is, so please practice. So if you can sit down with your friend and listen to me. Listen to these phrases which I have just read out for you, and make it a habit to practice this. Be ready for the group discussions. There will be also jam sessions. Okay, 1 minute, you will have to just a minute rattle off something, and sometimes you will also have to speak on a topic for a couple of minutes. So I'll post another small video on how a speaker is evaluated. So please keep that in mind and practice well. Jai Shri Ram.